everybody. Welcome back to Movie Melee Singles Tournament. We got another exciting match today. In the round 3 of the tournament, we got the number 11 seed Antonio Chavez going up against the number 14 seed Jeremy Adams. Should be a great match. Both of these guys playing fantastic in the tournament so far. Antonio's having a great comeback season this year. Just really I don't think he's lost both him and his teammate Robert this season. I don't think has lost a single match in Melee in general, which is very, very impressive. And Jeremy has returned from his slumber, you can call it, and has looked basically at top form, like picking up right where he left off in this tournament so far. So I'm very interested to see what kind of match we're going to get today. So we're going to start with the pre-match interviews, starting with the lower-ranked competitor, the number 14 seed, Jeremy Adams. Jeremy, welcome back. You made it here into round 3 of the tournament by beating Thomas Scully, I believe, in a amazing match, like probably one of the best matches of the season. So how do you feel about your match today against Antonio Chavez?
I'm excited and nervous. I kind of squeaked by in the last match. It wasn't the resounding victory that the previous ones had been, and I know that I have a really tough competitor today. I think Antonio has just become one of the stars in the time since I was around. So to come into this league with talent like this and try to keep up is very daunting, but I'm going to do my best and hope that the luck that I've had since forming a new team and coming back to Multiplex kind of stays with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, best of luck to you, sir, as we will bring in your opponent now for this evening, Antonio Chavez and his manager, Jake Meltzer. Antonio, honestly, at this point, you're probably like one of the most experienced veteran players that we still have remaining in the league right now, and you've been playing fantastic up to this point, beating Tony Durso, I believe, in your last match. How do you feel about your opponent today in not Antonio, in Jeremy Adams?
Pretty excited about it. I know Jeremy's very revered, so I definitely don't like to take anyone lightly, but especially not this one. And I also feel like I kind of squeaked by in my last match, but I'm hoping to make more of an impact in this match. So I'm just hoping to keep going, keep repping front DMC, and just come away with a win tonight.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see you. You've been awesome this year, both in Melee and Fandom, and it's interesting that we're in this match because it was known to me for as long as I've been around that the word retirement was sacred, where if you uttered the word, you couldn't come back, which is why I did not utter this word last year when I said I wasn't going to play anymore. But then Kaleb Boatman needed a new team partner. So he was like, you know what? I run this shit. I can bend the rules however I see fit. I'm going to get rid of this retirement nonsense, this draconian attitude towards the word retirement, so that I can win a team's belt again. And now Jeremy is back. No disrespect to Jeremy. He has been nothing but kind to me in my time here. He's wearing a fantastic shirt. He is a great player. It just is very interesting to me how this whole thing has come about. So that said, I think Jeremy is in for it tonight because Antonio has been amazing all year in the discussion for Player of the Year. And I would know a thing or two about that. So I'm really excited to see this match play out. I'll stop.
All right, strong words. I like it. We'll put you backstage for now, and I will get us started with round number 1, which will work like this. The competitors will be asked 8 questions in 8 different categories of movie trivia. If they get them all right, they will get a bonus question. They will answer individually on their whiteboards in 15 seconds. Each player will have 3 repeats and 1 challenge to use for the remainder of the match. Any questions before we get started?
Good luck, Antonio.
Good luck to you.
All right, so then we will get into your first question of round number 1, which will be in the category of directors. Who directed The Sting? I have not seen this film, so I don't have much to go off of there. But I have been stung by many of bees in my day. Not a fun time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will go to Antonio first.
Sidney Pollack.
And Jeremy?
George Roy Hill.
George Roy Hill is correct. So Jeremy strikes first blood there. As we get into your next question, which comes in the category of comedy. In Tommy Boy, Tommy has to deal with the death of what member of his family? I feel like we're pulling a fandom move right here, playing the death card very early. It's too bad. Very sad. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will go to Jeremy first.
His father, Brian Dennehy.
And Antonio?
His father.
Both correct. 2-1 as we get into your next question in the category of classics. Who plays one-armed man John J. McCready in Bad Day at Black Rock? Or as the writer of this question wrote it, Bad Day Art Black Rock. I'm a big fan of art rock, so that's cool. 5, 4, 3. Shout out King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. 2, 1. Pens down, and we will go to Antonio first.
Henry Fonda.
And we will go to Jeremy.
Good guess, Antonio. Very close. Spencer Tracy.
Spencer Tracy is correct. So Jeremy extending his lead there. As we get into your next question, which comes in the category of sci-fi fantasy. What 2010 sci-fi disaster film focuses on a malfunctioning machine that's supposed to control the weather? This sounds like a film that most definitely won Best Picture. Yes, there's a hint for you. It didn't. I'm sorry. I don't want to screw everyone up. I'm sorry. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will go to Jeremy first.
Geostorm.
And Antonio?
I wasn't sure that was 2010's Geostorm.
Geostorm is correct. So 4-2 as we get into your next question in the category of scores and soundtracks. Who performed the song I'm Shipping Up to Boston for The Departed? This is a movie that I saw a while ago, and that is all I have for this question. Geostorm, what a movie. I remember I was asked a question about it in one of my first matches. Good times. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, and we will go to Antonio first.
The Dropkick Murphys.
And Jeremy?
Dropkick Murphys.
Both are correct. And then we will get into your next question, which comes in the category of horror. In The Dead Zone, Johnny attempts to assassinate a man running for what political office? Big fan of this film. Big fan of this director. Don't want to say too much. Good times. Man, hosting is pretty difficult. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will go to Jeremy.
Governor.
And Antonio?
I said Senator.
Senator is correct.
Oh, it was pure guess.
So Antonio cuts into the lead there. No more perfect rounds in round number 1. So we'll get into your next question, which comes in the category of action-adventure. In National Treasure, the treasure is found underneath what type of establishment? Now, I don't want to give away any hints, but I'm a big fan of searching for treasure under establishments. I haven't found much, but it's always a good way to pass the time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will go to, I forget, Antonio.
I believe it's a church.
And Jeremy?
I said a monument.
A church is correct. So I believe we are all tied up now, 5-5, going into the last question of round number 1, which will be in the category of Oscars. Name one of the 4 actors that lost to Mahershala Ali in Moonlight for films released in 2016. I can't remember a single thing that I've said on the desk so far today. Kind of just black out it after every question. I feel like that's the best strategy for hosting. Just don't think, just speak, 5, 4, 3, 2,
I'll get
1.
a repeat.
Okay, that is Jeremy's first repeat. Name one of the 4 actors that lost to Mahershala Ali in Moonlight for films released in 2016. 2016. Pretty good year for movies. I don't want to say anything more. And that is all. Thank you for listening to my round 1 banter. It's over soon, thank God. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, we will go to Jeremy.
I was drawing a blank. I just said Christopher Plummer.
And Antonio?
I also drew a blank.
Both incorrect. The options we would have accepted are Jeff Bridges, Michael Shannon, Dev Patel, or Lucas Hedges. So with that, I believe we are all tied up 5-5 coming out of round number 1. So we will get into round number 2 now, which will work like this. It is the wheel round, so each competitor will get the chance to spin at the wheel, which will decide what categories they will be answering questions from in today. If they don't like what they spin the first time, they can spin a second time, but they must keep what they land on the second time. Each question worth 2 points unless they check down a multiple choice, in which is worth 1 point. Stealing is available in this round. So, Antonio, since you are the higher ranked competitor, we'll bring your manager in. And would you like to spin first or defer?
First of all, great job, man, in the round 1. Doing great. I think we can defer here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I don't mind deferring, so we'll go second.
Yeah, see what
All right. All right, so then, Jeremy, this will be your first spin. Land on the category of family. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
I'll go ahead and keep it.
Okay. So put that backstage for now. And all right. Here's your first question in the category of family, Jeremy. In The Never-Ending Story, where does Bastian go and read the book when he arrives late to school?
The attic of the school.
That is correct for 2 points. Your next question. What 60s family film features a fictional country known as Bulgaria, a down-on-his-luck inventor, and a villainous child catcher?
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
That is correct for 2 more points. Next question. In Nanny McPhee, what does Mrs. Selma quickly break that belonged to baby Aggie?
Multiple choice.
All right, your options are A, a rattle, B, a doll, C, a pacifier, or D, a stuffed animal.
C.
That is incorrect. So, Antonio, for the 1 point steal, is it A, a rattle, B, a doll, C, a pacifier, or D, a stuffed animal?
B.
That is also incorrect. We were looking for A, a rattle. So then your penultimate question, Jeremy. In The Sandlot, when they couldn't play baseball, what activity did Benny tolerate the most?
I think I know it, but the wording's weird. I'll go multiple.
All right. Your options are A, going to the movies, B, swimming, C, building a treehouse, or D, playing video games.
Swimming?
That is correct for 1 point.
I should have gone with it.
And your final question in this category. What does Dennis Quaid's character call the titular dog in A Dog's Purpose?
Bailey?
That is correct for 2 more points. So coming out of that round, I now have Jeremy at 12 to Antonio's 5. So we'll bring in Antonio's manager. And this will be your first spin at the wheel. So you land on the category of the 1990s. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
Can I get a score check really quick, please?
Yeah, Jeremy is in the lead 12-5.
Okay. This isn't bad
Right.
for you. I mean, there's couple things better. There's a few things here that I think would be better, but because 90s can get kind of deep because it kind of goes all
Right.
my experience.
Broad. So that's why.
Yeah, so that's sort of why I'm leaning towards spinning again.
Yeah. It's round 3. I feel like we had to shoot our shot.
The odds of getting something better are okay, but
Yeah.
I'd play those odds.
Yeah. Let's spin again. Sure.
All right.
It's round 3.
This will be the category that you are stuck with. And on the category of director.
About the same. So just take your time, multiple choice if you need it.
All right. Your first question, Antonio, in the category of directors. Who directed Boy Erased?
Multiple choice.
All right. Your options are A. Todd Haynes, B. Joel Edgerton, C. Bennett Miller, or D. Jean-Marc Vallée.
B.
B is correct for 1 point. Your next question. Ed Wood made his directorial debut with what film?
Jeez.
Five.
Multiple choice.
All right. Your options are A. Glenn or Glenda, B. Plan 9 from Outer Space, C. Bride of the Monster, or D. Night of the Ghouls.
I think it's A.
A is correct for 1 point. Your next question. Who directed Mikey and Nikki?
Multiple choice.
All right, your options are A. John Cassavetes, B. Alan Parker, C. Elaine May, or D. William Friedkin.
Can you get a repeat of the options again, please?
Yeah, for sure. Your options again. A. John Cassavetes, B. Alan Parker, C. Elaine May, or D. William Friedkin.
A.
A is incorrect, so Jeremy, for the 1 point steal, is it A. John Cassavetes, B. Alan Parker, C. Elaine May, or D. William Friedkin?
Thank you, Quentin Tarantino's podcast. It's C. Elaine May.
That is correct for 1 point. Then your penultimate question, Antonio. Excluding Fast X, how many people have directed films in the Fast and Furious franchise? And we'll give you 20 seconds for this one. Five, four, three.
Repeat.
2. All right, that is your first repeat. Excluding Fast X, how many people have directed films in the Fast and Furious franchise? Five, four,
3.
That is incorrect. So, Jeremy, for the 2 point steal, can't
It's
repeat.
6. Oh, 6.
That is correct for 2 points. And your final question, Antonio. 1984's A Passage to India was the final film of what classic director?
Multiple choice.
All right, your options are A. John Huston, B. David Lean, C. George Cukor, or D. Robert Wise.
Let's go with John Huston.
That is incorrect. So, Jeremy, for the 1 point steal, is it A. John Huston, B. David Lean, C. George Cukor, or D. Robert Wise?
David Lean.
And that is correct for one more point. So then coming out of round number 2, I have Jeremy in the lead at 16-7. As we get into round number 3, which will work like this. It is the pick your poison round. Each competitor will get the chance to pick from a list of categories what they want for their 1, 2, 3, and 4 point questions. The categories that they can pick from today are the 1980s, comic book movies, Alfred Hitchcock, actors and actresses, recent releases, biopics, drama, and scores and soundtracks. So we will let them pick their categories right now, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. The competitors have picked their categories, and we will start with Antonio since he is down, starting with his 1-point question in the category of the 80s, which is Robert Englund plays what villain in A Nightmare on Elm Street?
Freddy Krueger.
That is correct for 1 point. And I believe we are now in a situation where you need to hit all of the remaining questions to stay in the game. So we will then go over to your 2-point question, which comes in the category of actors and actresses. Who stars as private investigator Philip Marlowe in The Long Goodbye? Five, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat.
All right, that is your second repeat. Who stars as private investigator Philip Marlowe in The Long Goodbye?
Never seen any of these damn movies. I think I know one actor that played. I'm just gonna go with Humphrey Bogart.
And your winner, by way of technical knockout, Jeremy Adams. We were looking for Elliot Gould. So we'll put Jeremy backstage for now. We'll get into post-match interviews, starting with Antonio. Antonio, you had a bit of rough luck there. I think in round 2, those were, I think, tougher director's questions than I think you were hoping for, maybe. But yeah, I think you still have been playing just a fantastic year so far. Like, I got to commend you on that. And I mean, it may not have gone your way today, but you kept pace in round number 1 with Jeremy, who's obviously like a monster in terms of stats when it comes to round number 1. So that was very impressive there. Overall, how you feel about your run in the tournament and your future looking forward?
I guess I'm surprised I got this far, but I'm happy I did. But I knew my luck had to run out, or that today was going to be a matter of round 2. And like I called it, it was down to round 2. And I just, after today, I'm like, I definitely got to watch a lot more classics. Definitely like anything pre-80s. But otherwise, Jeremy's great, and I'm just happy to make it this far, and hopefully I can make it farther next tournament. So just happy to still be, relatively formidable.
Yeah, man. By the way, happy to give you a list of older stuff to watch. By the way, but no, I think it just came down to I'll take a little bit of the blame for this one, because I feel like 90s was a decent category for you, and I think better than directors. So it's my bad for talking you into spinning again. And then I told you to flip the actors in 80s from 2 to 1, and that is ultimately what ended the match. So I will take the blame for that. But yeah, Jeremy showed why he has the pedigree that he does. He's a fantastic player. I know that firsthand as well. Not here, different league, but he's great. He deserved to move on today. He played great, and it just wasn't our day. It doesn't mean that Antonio hasn't had a fantastic season so far, and I'm excited to see him get back in the ring, both here and in Fandom. I think he's been fantastic in both, and he'll come back strong, I promise.
Yeah, well, speaking of coming back strong, when you do return, is there anyone that you'd be looking forward to playing? I mean, obviously, you still have a great record, so any competitors you have in mind?
Just as long as it's not someone in our faction. I just want to keep it out of the faction, anybody.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, well, thank you for coming out, Antonio. Congrats on the great run in the tournament. We'll put you backstage for now. We'll bring in our winner for this evening, Jeremy Adams. Jeremy, you got the win. Very impressive performance, picking up some key steals in directors and doing pretty well in the general category of family. Just overall, a really solid game. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. The round one, I kind of fell apart a little there. So I was just hoping to get a little better luck, this time in round two. And I kind of did. It was just a thing where I'm like, I'm going to just try to go with one of these general categories if I get them and hope for the best. And, family, there are obviously some movies that I'm not going to know, but I figured I would try it. And it worked out for me. And it's just, you make those split decisions where it's like, well, I know they went to the swimming pool. Is that what it is? And then I know the name of the dog was Bailey, but the wording in the question, did he have another nickname for the dog? I'm just going to go for it. The dog, hope that they just want the name of the dog. So you just, you make those decisions. Sometimes they work out and sometimes they don't. But Antonio is a great player. Obviously luck was on my side with, I think it just the way each round went, there were older movies getting asked and, they easily could have been some other movies that aren't in my wheelhouse that could have gone my way, and it's just the way it goes sometimes. So he's a great player, and he totally, could have won this match or certainly not been knocked out in just slightly different circumstances, and it was an honor to play him. But I guess my excitement and my nervousness grows as I go the next stage in this tournament. So I don't even know what to think at this point. It's getting real.
Yeah, which I just realized this is awkward. Going into your next round of the tournament, the people who you could potentially be playing, you're now in the semifinals. Your next match will be against the winner of either Matthew Chen or some asshole named Dylan Van Thine. So who would you like to play out of those two? Thoughts on the future matchups?
Well, Matthew's in my faction, and he's a great guy, and he's improved so much as a player. I've been really proud to see how far along he's come, so that'll be an honor. But I mean, playing you, Dylan, that would be amazing too. We've only played in another league, and it had different rules and stuff. So I always feel like Multiplex is a little more weighted evenly, where you don't have to study, the weird stuff. It's just straightforward trivia. And I know how great you are, and I know how much you've learned and grown in the last couple of years, and just boning up. So it'll be an honor to face you. But either way, I'm nervous and excited, and it's not getting any easier as I look at a killer across the computer at me there. So yeah, it's gonna be wild to see how it goes.
That's fair. Well, thank you for the kind words. Congrats on a great match today. I will put you backstage for now, and we will close this out. Great match again. Like I said, just not great luck for Antonio in round two, but again, he's just been playing lights out this year, so I know he'll be back. He's a fantastic player, one of the best we have in the league, and Jeremy's just on an absolute war path right now. He hasn't missed a beat from when he last left the war zone, now in Melee. Pretty crazy stuff. So thank you all for watching. We'll see you in the next one from all of us here at Melee, from the writers, from the showrunners, from the managers, from the players. Thank you all for watching. We will see you later. I'm going to try to find the video of the outro. Where is it? Hey, there it is.
Goodbye. Later. I'll be right here.
After you, Junior. You'll always have Paris.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a
Bye-bye.